Welcome, sentient beings from all known universes and beyond. It's time to activate your cranial downlinks and prepare to receive a raft of discussion on a cosmic ocean of science fiction and fantasy topics, interviews with local area genre devotees, and insightful prognostication by our soothsayers of science fiction, our forecasters of fantasy, and any other beings that happen to get caught in our gravity well. This is the Galactic Driftwood Podcast.
Oh. I was watching Seth jamming, and I just started jamming along with him. Hello, folks. Welcome to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood Podcast. I'm Bill.
I'm Linda.
Charles.
Hey, I'm Seth.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Chris.
And this episode, we're going to talk about Netflix's new Addams Family series called Wednesday, which is really about Wednesday Addams. Although you do see a little bit of her brother in it, it's really focused on her and her exploits at a school for outcasts, oddballs, I guess, right?
Outsiders,
right. Which and it's also kind of interesting because even among the school for outsiders, there's an outsider in the persona of that one teacher who is a normie, what they call a normie, that is not an outsider or an oddball or a weirdo or whatever you would call them, that doesn't fit into normal society. So she came to the school for outcasts, but she doesn't fit in there either. So even among outcasts, she's an outcast. But I get the impression there's something else going on with her because we see some odd things as the show evolves. So, okay, show of hands, who's watched it or who's in the process of watching it?
Yeah, we've watched it.
All right.
Mostly.
We wanted to get to it, but we did not have time.
Right. Well, understandable. Now, Jenna, how far in it?
I finished it.
Okay. And you liked it?
It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
So, like a quick summary for our audience. Wednesday, in defense of her, Wednesday was going to a normie school, like out in the real world. Some jocks picked on her brother, Pugsley, and she basically dropped piranhas in the pool when she.
That was so awesome.
Where they were
when they were doing their water polo practice. So this was like for the court their last straw with Wednesday because she's been through at least a dozen schools, and so her parents send her to Nevermore. So hopefully she can blossom and meet people of her own character, like the same outcast that she is. And
the good news is nobody died in the piranha attack. However, the lead jock did lose a testicle.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and
Wow.
Wednesday said we don't need his kind of breed at this point, so it's
I
fine.
was about to say probably no real loss.
No, right.
Damn.
But yeah, she's pretty hilarious. I love the actor that plays that role. She does a really good job with the character. And
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
So yeah, should be basically the whole series becomes a mystery or a couple of different mysteries as she navigates the school. And her first week in there, one of her fellow schoolmates who has telekinesis tries to kill her because he said she is going to end up destroying the school. And a monster comes out of nowhere and kills him instead, and his death is covered up. So she's like, what is this monster? Why was the death covered up? What's going on? And that's basically what the whole series is about. And it could be a standalone series season. They might do a season 2, but I think it's worth watching even if they don't.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's darker than I thought that would be, but okay.
I just love the fact that everybody has the same uniform, but hers has to be darker.
Yes, hers has to be black because she has an allergy to color. Her skin blisters and pops off her flesh.
Right.
It's an actual medical condition because the school is willing to go black for her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she has some pretty awesome quotes throughout the whole
Yes.
thing. One of them was, I think the funny thing is that she gets assigned to a dorm room, and her roommate is the exact opposite personality of her. She's all smiley, bubbly, full of color. She's got like a rain. So their room is like on one end of this mansion where the school is, and it's like up in the attic, and the end window is this huge big circular window that lets all this light in, and her roommates painted it all these different colors, so this rainbow of light bursts into the room, and that's where she says, she doesn't like color. I break out in hives, and then the flesh peels off my bones. So you see her in a subsequent scene. She's in that room, and she's put like black duct tape down the window and along the floor, and her side of the room is just all black and white, including the window which she erased all the color from. And they couldn't be more opposite, but of course, they become good friends throughout the whole thing. So quite hilarious.
There's apparently Tim Burton on one of the scenes found out that she could go long times without blinking, and who really liked that look of how her character was if she was never blinking throughout her scene. So if you notice, pretty much all except one where she's recovered and from the big battle, like looking down and hugging someone, she blinks a couple times, but outside of that, all of her scenes she doesn't blink, to kind of go with the creepy factor of Wednesday.
That's gotta be crazy. Like the amount of concentration it takes to not blink,
and still act
or do other things. Like that's impressive.
So, her parents, Wednesday's parents, had obviously gone to the school and graduated, and there's a mystery around them because supposedly her father murdered somebody. And what's really kind of cool about this is we don't know Morticia's background, but obviously Gomez is Mexican American, and instead of having the French, Mia Cara or whatever, they changed, instead of him talking to her in French, to Spanish. And they and we know Wednesday, Jenna Ortega, she's Hispanic. I'm assuming the guy who plays Pugsley is Hispanic. It was really cool in that way that they kind of made it fit, a mixed audience.
I do want to see Luis Guzman's Gomez. I'm looking forward to that.
And they, people were hating on him being casted, but he does fit more the original comics, that look.
Yeah.
He does have that. He does kind of have that look, though.
And a lot of people were pissed off. Christina Ricci should have been Morticia, but she was offered the role and actually rejected it. She wanted it to be something else in the series, and in this case, the villain. And Aaron brought up the fact that had she been casted, they would have had to give her major heels because Morticia is so tall.
Right.
And Catherine Zeta, everyone loves Angelica Houston from the original Addams Family Value movies. I thought Catherine Zeta-Jones did good. I was only kind of pissed off because it seemed like costuming failed her. All of these attention to detail and different fabrics and colors were put onto the other characters' costuming, but hers was it felt like a black dress from Spirit.
It did.
And
my figurine, I'm just going to throw, because both her and Gomez are downplayed characters in this. And I have to think that was intentional because it's Wednesday's movie.
Yeah,
it's true.
They're way downplayed compared to the Addams Family. I mean, the original or or any of the movies.
But even his suit, it's a 3-piece suit, so it's in Wednesday has all these different fabrics in her dresses that even though they're black, it's dynamic when you look at it.
But I do think it's because she's a little embarrassed by her parents, etc. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean that I don't know if it played off well I'm just suspicious that was the intent, because I was at first a little disappointed with her parents.
Yeah.
Then I gave it some thought. And I'm like, well, as a teenager, you're not gonna see your parents as superheroes.
No. And so the only thing that I think the only character that kind of threw me off too was Uncle Fester. And he's the comedian from Portlandia, and I can't remember his name, but he's been in a lot of different things. So it was cool to see him in this role, but he felt more like the Fester from the original TV show. He definitely had more of that vibe versus the Christopher Lloyd Fester, which was fine. It kind of helped make it its own thing. This whole series is its own thing. And I don't know about those of you who watched it, but it was entertaining, but I almost felt like the charm of the Addams Family was lost because they're supposed to be like this unique thing in the real world, that like dark opposites, of a lot of things that you'd perceive in the time period it was created. But now when you're obviously this world that they come from exists, but you only get glimpses of it, versus now we're completely in that dark world that they originated from, and it kind of lost that uniqueness.
Yeah. I was interested to see that. Wednesday Addams has a lot of good lines that she delivers very well in the show. And but I was surprised to learn that Netflix had a problem with a lot of the lines and had to get a lot of them cut because they were worried. Yeah, there was one specific. It said the screenwriters revealed that executives at Netflix wanted to cut some lines from the Addams Family spinoff. For example, the creators cited a scene in which Wednesday's bubbling boarding school roommate, Enid Sinclair, played by Emma Myers, encourages the brooding teen to take a stab at being social. And in her signature deadpan tone, Wednesday Adam replies, I do like the stabbing. The social part, not so much. So stuff like that
and that was too much for them.
Yes, can you believe it?
Well, that's pretty tame for Wednesday.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I mean there are a lot of really well done lines.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was another one was something about being Girl Scouts. I can't remember what the exact scene was, but she replied, I could eat Girl Scouts for breakfast. Actually, I have an uncle who went to prison for that.
Right.
But I mean, that mirrors a line from the original, or not the original, but the movie where she's being offered Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
She's trying to sell lemonade, and there's a Girl Scout who comes up and is like, do they have real lemons? And then she says she'll buy some lemonade if Wednesday buys some Girl Scout cookies, and Wednesday says, do they have real Girl Scouts in them?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's clever, it's entertaining, it's its own thing, which I can appreciate. And I definitely think, because I wasn't sure if I was going to watch it, and me and Aaron gave it a go, and we're like, yeah, this will work.
My favorite line from the whole series so far, and I think we've got maybe one, maybe two episodes.
There's so many. Oh man.
Yeah. My favorite line was, I act as if I don't care if people dislike me, but deep down I secretly enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good one.
I thought that was awesome. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's a fun little taste of Halloween if the Halloween season doesn't go long enough for you. Oh, and yes, what is her name? Gwendolyn Christie. She is in this film or series.
Game of Thrones, she played Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was especially loving this because I had just rewatched the whole Game of Thrones.
The lady that runs the school for outcasts.
She does it very well. It's her role.
Holy shit. Ricky Lindholm was in this. She's one half of Garfunkel and Oates.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I'll bet she's the she's got to be the
Therapist.
outcast teacher, I think.
Dr. Valerie Kinbut.
Yeah, she was the therapist.
Oh, that's right. She's the therapist. You know what? As I was watching the show, every time the Wednesday Addams was in a therapist scene, and I saw her, I'm like, where do I know her from? Why is that face familiar? What have I seen her in? And I just couldn't place it until just now.
Yeah, Garfunkel and Oates.
Right. Yeah, she's good. I like her, and she's kind of really creepy in this too. She's got her own, a taxidermy thing. She taxidermies roadkill.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's got like a whole secret closet full of this taxidermied roadkill that she dresses up like people.
Everyone's got a hobby, Bill.
That's right.
Well, most of them aren't quite that creepy, Seth. Although I have to confess, I haven't seen all of your 3D printed models yet, so maybe there's something you're doing for me.
Hey, you should just be happy that I let you see the artifact last night.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have that handy, by the way?
Oh, no, it's downstairs. I could run and get it.
Go get it. Go get it.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
you
we
have to see this thing. So he brings this thing last night, and it cleared out the veranda. Everybody ran inside to look at this thing under different light. We even went so far as to go down in the basement. I have a room where I have a bunch of black lights mounted in the ceiling.
No particular purpose.
Yeah,
Just don't ask why.
Yeah. It helps highlight blood splatter. Anyway, so we went in there to turn on the black light to see how this thing reacted under black light. So it's very strange. It's 3D printed, and it uses a special kind of resin that Seth bought, and it's basically a planter, but the way it looks as you spin it, it changes color in the light. And so, Seth, I'll let you go into detail on this.
Full screen me, someone.
All right.
And hopefully this will come out all right.
Let me
You're doing it, Bill. Oh, that looks awesome. It's blue now.
Oh,
that's me.
Full screened Linda.
That's me. That's scary.
Hi, Linda. and so Seth, while we went to the full screen, you 3D printed this?
Yeah.
Do I know what the hell I'm doing? I don't.
Apparently you don't.
Hold on.
Go home, Bill. You're drunk.
There we go.
All right, so you guys can see this.
Oh, that's
got a good view of this. Now observe.
Oh,
I don't understand
so
how
cool.
that happens. Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
That is just so cool.
It's like something from that ship in 1899.
No, it
there
is.
you go.
So that was 3D printed as is, and that's what it just came out at. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm expecting that to start floating out of Seth's hand and start going wom, wom, wom.
Right.
I'm calling it the artifact.
Yeah, completely. I told him how we had to run down and go into the black light room to see how it reacted. And it wasn't nearly as impressive as we thought it might have been, but
so I got some 3-color. It's called a 3-color filament from a company called Amelin over Black Friday. And I mean, it just looked cool. Like, that's what you do when you 3D print stuff. You grab a fun-looking filament and you print something that looks like it's going to be fun out of it.
An alien artifact.
And,
this is how the world gets taken over by aliens, Seth.
Well,
that's VerandaCon from
something else
yesterday.
Yeah, it's
Good
last
times.
night's VerandaCon. And it was quite the thing. In addition to Seth's artifact, we also had our friend Bill Hedges from Lions come down, and we screened 2 of his episodes of Cosmic Cat, which was
full screen me again.
All right. Now that I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
Oh.
So this is what I'm used to the color change filaments looking like, or the multicolor filaments. Like, there's a gradation of color from the top to the bottom. That's kind of what I was expecting with this, just with more colors.
Yeah.
A tricolor one. Yeah, this color change effect is completely different than what I was expecting.
So would that work on miniatures then too? Or does it have to be a large object for it really to work?
It doesn't have to be a large object to work. I printed out a test. It's called a Benchy, just a little ship. Yep. And it has a multicolor thing going to it too. But it's less pronounced because I think the angles of this here catch the light differently and give you different color effects.
Okay. And it also looks
smooth surface
alien. It looks very alien.
I was printing out a dragon and hoping to show it to you all today, but the print failed last night.
Oh.
So I've got to start another one.
But how many orders? How many orders for that thing did you get last night at BrandaCon?
At least 6.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Seth's going to start his own alien artifact printing business, I think.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of cool effects, as we wrap up Wednesday, so one of the things that was really highlighted is how very well Thing was done.
Oh my God, I loved it.
And that, you know, if you were wondering, it was not computer generated. They actually had a real hand puppet person using his hand, and they had him like in a blue bodysuit so they could cut him out. And what was interesting is that they had the wrist part popped up away from his hand so that it was still puppet to the top versus the movies that, you know, they obviously had blue screened the actor to here so that they had to generate and cover the top, which you could always tell was fake, versus this at the top was still a puppet and then his hand moved behind it. So, he was like all in these weird positions from the videos that I saw or the pictures that I saw, but he did a really good job. And the only thing I wanted to know.
It was amazing to me that he was able to convey so much emotion with just his hand.
Yes. And the one thing I didn't read, but I would like to know is, like, did he know sign language? I'm guessing he had to know sign language to so easily act the way he did.
Yeah, I would imagine that would have been a requirement for the role. Do you know sign language? Because you're going to have to do a lot of conveying of emotion and communication with your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad they did that. I just, you know, there was a lot of computer animation throughout this series, but the fact that they still kept a real puppeteer. I don't even know if you call it a puppeteer, a hand actor. In this case, was pretty cool.
A hand actor, yeah. And it's funny. I mean, like Bill said, it conveyed so much emotions, just like it's hiding under the bed with Wednesday, and she looks this way, and they look at each other because he just does like this with his hand, and you know, it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. Like I know I keep saying that, but
it's a good, it's a fun series. Yeah,
that's good to hear, though. I mean, you want something that's fun, that can be entertaining, and it's good to hear that feedback.
Oh, and just full of quotes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just
in fact, if you go out and just do a search for Wednesday Addams Netflix quotes, I think there's several pages already out there.
Yeah, they're great
because they're just classic.
It's nothing but gold, the whole thing, huh?
Wow.
And you know, this is Tim Burton's little. I don't know if you call it his baby, but it is something that he obviously enjoyed making, and you can feel Tim Burton all throughout it, which was even if there were different directors. But it was cool how we did let some of the actors just kind of do their own thing, like the dance scene with Wednesday. She choreographed that herself.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently she based it off of like some of the stuff from the series, like the original TV show. 70s dance moves, and kind of did her own thing.
Well, I guess she found some videotape of like from the 80s or 90s or something of goth kids dancing.
Oh, really?
That she supposedly borrowed.
Yeah.
Some moves from.
Interpreted.
And the fact that she doesn't blink throughout the dance moves makes it even creepier.
Oh, it's a creepy dance.
How did she keep from blinking during the whole thing? That would be weird. That would be tough to do.
Have super sloppy eyeballs, I guess. I don't know.
Oh God. That sounds like a band name.
Super sloppy eyeballs.
I kind of like it. Linda, you should patent that. Get the URL quick.
Then I would expect it to be goth band members.
Yes, right.
Of course.
All right. Listen, as we come up on the 25-minute mark here, or just slightly over, are there upcoming shows that you folks are looking forward to round out the year?
Ooh, Letterkenny, new season this month.
Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that out already?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Showed up the other day on Disney, I think.
Yep.
Is it animated?
No.
No, it's the actors.
Yeah, the actual people doing it.
We might actually watch it then.
Yes.
We had some interesting trailers drop this week, maybe even into last week. We've got the new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer.
What kind of holiday special is it?
Christmas.
No, but I mean, is it like the Star Wars one from way back? Oh God.
So have to watch that. I lost my train of thought there. The trailers. So Guardians of the Galaxy trailer's out. I haven't actually watched it yet. I'll watch it probably right after this. Indiana Jones trailer dropped actually too. We also have another Transformers. Transformers, what, 11, 12? How many Transformers movies?
I think it's only 5. Calm down.
I don't know, but I want to talk about this really briefly.
Good, because I want to argue with you about it.
Okay.
How fucking dare they make a Transformers trailer that's getting me reinterested in the Transformers movie? How dare they?
How dare they?
Make a good-looking Transformers movie after so many years of me suffering?
And that's okay. I don't know what from the trailer made it good looking, because the trailer to me seemed like all the other past trailers, which set my expectations of it being maybe not so great. And there were a lot of spoilers in it, I feel. There's a scene in there where Bumblebee really just takes one right through the mid, and it's like, oh, okay, so he probably, gets wrecked in this. But aside from that, I don't know. I didn't see anything that was that exciting about it that wasn't any different than what we've seen previously. And what kills me on the storyline side of it is it's just like, this is going to be your most powerful enemy that you've ever had to face, past and future. And I'm like, until Transformers 6 or 7 or whatever number we're at.
Okay, Chris, I'm going to tell you.
And where did this bozo? Where was he during all of this other stuff that just happened during the?
I'm going to have you hold on right here, because you're a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, and there is nothing more Dragon Ball Z than this is the most powerful enemy you've ever faced, and he's been on Earth the whole time.
Oh, you're being called out.
I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z. It is what it is, But that's an anime, and this is like, supposed to be a more serious action type film.
Transformers is anime too.
Exactly. It's a cartoon.
Oh man. Anyways, I didn't see anything that exciting about it personally, but I'm still going to go see it because I like to walk in with no expectations. I like to tell myself, but Transformers has kind of worn that out a bit.
Let me tell you what I liked about the trailer.
Okay.
They have redesigned all of the Transformers back to their G1 looks.
I did notice that.
So they can resell all the crap.
No. So when Michael Bay made his first Transformers movie, like all of the designs, they looked like somebody took just like a couple bagfuls of paper clips, put in a couple electromagnets, and shook them up really good. The original G1 designs, like they're kind of iconic, and it's good to see them go back to that. I am hoping that with this new movie, they move back more back to Transformers-centric movies, because like the first 3 that I've seen were really the Transformers are sidekicks to American military.
Hey, you got to get those recruits somehow. Come on.
Yeah, and maybe if I could work with a giant robot, I would have been recruited. You ever think of that, military?
You don't know. They're working on mech suits.
So to wrap this up, because we'll talk about it more as we get closer and actually watch it, and I look forward to us talking about how the movie actually was.
Don't
I
expect
agree
me to
with
be
you.
sober.
The G1 design is a nice, good take on it, but from a story writing perspective and like the plot, it's just, it's spitting out the same stuff that we've been getting. So it may look better, but I hope that they fix some of that too. But we'll see. It looked like it was more of the same. It just looked better from a robot design standpoint.
I mean, it's still a Michael Bay movie, so I mean, they know that they're gonna make $200 million no matter what the story is.
Right? Crazy.
They don't care.
I always go back to the Robot Chicken episode where they make fun of Michael Bay and Transformers, where it just becomes increasing explosions. Michael Bay explosions! Anyone who's a Robot Chicken fan, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't think I have anything else that really came out recently that I'm looking forward to. I think that's pretty much it. So
yeah, the Indiana Jones one I think looks most intriguing to me. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
Are they finally going to admit that him drinking from the goblet in Indiana Jones' The Last Crusade is what has extended his life and durability?
Maybe.
As opposed to just the strongest plot armor.
I mean,
if Indiana Jones appears in 2099, we'll know.
there we go. Indiana Jones in 2099. I like it, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
it was all a simulation. All of Indiana
have a
Jones is
pet mouse,
simulation.
like in the Green Mile
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
or something.
Ooh, there's a
The pet
line.
monkey.
Yeah. Or actually, Indiana Jones is just Han Solo's cryo dreams.
Ooh.
I'm wondering
That would be awful.
I'm wondering if Shia LaBeouf is going to make another appearance as Indy's son in this one, or if they're just going
I
to be
forgot
like,
to check
that
IMDb
never
to
happened.
see, but yeah, I don't know.
That would be cool.
They'll probably just like one word hand wave him away, like, "Hey, where's your son, Indy? Oh, he's on vacation. We won't see him ever again."
And what about Meredith?
We'll
Or
never
Marion.
see her
Marion.
ever again because
Yeah, I don't think
Indy's
she's
a
gonna be in
new
it.
romance interest. The 80-year-old, the 90-year-old guy.
This
However,
round he finds a lightsaber.
Chris, are you up on Chainsaw Man?
I'm not.
Chainsaw Man.
It's
I
an
need to be.
anime. You guys wouldn't like it.
Yeah, no, it is on my to-do, and I have not jumped into it yet. So
Yeah, there's
it's on my-
all sorts of hype around that show.
yeah, it was pretty big at Anime Nebraska.
I'll bet.
Some pretty awesome things there for
Lots
that.
of people wandering
So-
around with chainsaws coming out
Yeah.
their hands.
So I will. It's on
Face.
my Christmas break catch up list. So
Yeah, that's. I've seen the first episode of that, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think it looks
Chainsaw Man.
rad and over
yeah,
the
it is.
top.
It's like it's the hottest thing in anime right now.
Yeah, it is this year's My Hero Academia.
Oh,
Which
wow.
apparently I also have to catch up on because I saw a recap of some stuff that happened, and oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, then.
We got stuff to watch.
Yeah.
We'll have stuff to talk about then for sure. So,
Mhm.
all right, folks. Well, thanks for tuning in for this episode of the Galactic Driftwood podcast. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. If you have any comments, if you've liked Wednesday Addams and you have a particular quote that from the series that sticks out, let us know in the comments section, and maybe we'll mention it in the next episode. So,
Yeah. Don't forget our sister podcasts over on the Synergy Nation Network.
right. Check them out, sinnation.net.
Yeah.
And
With
check
a Y?
us out,
Sin with a Y?
driftwood.space for all links to our past episodes.
Yeah. Weekly Geekly is doing good.
Yeah. Awesome.
They're taking off.
Awesome.
That is fantastic. Good for them. All right, folks. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood podcast. For more information and past episodes, please visit our website at galacticdriftwood.space or subscribe to us on YouTube. And now, please deactivate your cranial downlinks, collect your towels, and be sure to watch your step as you exit our gravity well.